All right, so here we have Here we have 137.16.17.56. And for our company, we want 14 usable hosts per subnet because we have 14 computers per lab. Right? That's just how the principal wants. It's what our network admin wants, and we gotta do it. So 14 usable hosts. We got number of usable hosts down here. Right? So we already know. I can use a red marker. We'll use brown.
Why not red?
Right? So number of usable hosts is 14. If this equals 14, we know that the number of IP addresses per subnet is going to be what?
16.
16. Number of IPs in the subnet is up here, so 7, 16. Now, knowing the number of IPs, we can find out the number of subnets. So for 7, we do 256 divided by 16, which is
16.
So we have 16 subnets. Subnets created, 16.
And now you can know how many bits borrowed.
16 subnets, 16 IPs. So 2 to the x is 16. What is that?
4.
4. So we've created. I'm sorry. So how many bits are borrowed? 4 for 3. So 4. Right. So now we know how many bits are borrowed.
So you know Cider notation.
We do know. Well.
Yeah, you do.
Yes. But how do we know that? How do we know Cider notation?
24 plus 4.
But what if? So part of the reason we know that is not only the bits borrowed, but we also know how many hosts.
If it's less than 256, you know that.
Yes. So less than 256.
Wait, where's 24 coming from?
Because 3 octets total.
Right. So we have if with 14 usable subnets, we know, or 14 usable hosts, we know we have to be in the last octet for our subnet mask, right? Because if we're in, so we have 255.255.255 dot something, because the number of usable hosts, if it's host is less than 255, it's this octet. For this octet, its H has to be less than 255 times 255. For this octet, its host has to be less than 255.255 times 255. Make sense? So the number of usable hosts tells us which octet we're going to be using. Because this number is less than 255, we know it's going to be blank blank or 255.255.255 dot something, right? So if this is 255, 255, 255, how many ones are in that subnet mask? Right? If we change this into binary.
Yeah. Oh no, I get where the ones come.
You get it? Okay, so that's how we get 24. And then
so you just count how many they use?
Yeah, so the number of bits borrowed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we know this is 8, this is 8, this is 8. We know we're not borrowing from anything here, right? We're only borrowing those 4. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that's how we know we're borrowing 4 bits. So if we're borrowing 4 bits, and we know we're in the last octet, because we have 14 usable hosts, we go 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is, what was that, 28?
28
Slash 28. So that's our Cider notation. Now, let's see, so we got 4, 5, 6. So what for, so this, what subnet is this one in?
That's,
right? How we figured that out is how many IP addresses.
Of course.
We have 16 IP addresses, correct? Our first IP address range always starts at 0 plus the number of IPs in a subnet minus 1. So if we have 0, so we're at 137.16.17.0 all the way to dot what?
15.
Dot 15. That's our first subnet.
Yes.
Correct? is this IP address in this subnet?
No.
No, because this 56 is not in between 0 and 15.
Not at all.
So what you can do, so if that's the first subnet, so 0 to 15 is one subnet, 16 to what is the next one? 32 to what?
32 to 47.
48 to,
63.
so which subnet is 56 in?
The bottom one.
Sir, fourth one.
Fourth one. Does that make sense, Sebastian? So what is going to be our network or our subnet work name? Our network name.
That's gonna be 137.16.17. Or
For the subnet.
48.
Yeah, yeah.
48. There we go. You got it. And then, with the network name, we need something else. /28. And then for what is the broadcast address?
64. 64, 63.
63. 64 is the start of the new subnet. You guys notice this? 0, 16, 32, 48, 64. What?
That's
The beginning of any subnet will always be even. Because it always has to be a power of 2.
Yes.
So if you ever have my network name, that's this, so always even, always odd. So if you ever have a network name that is odd, if you ever have a network or a broadcast name that's even, you've done something wrong. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Any questions?
Number 1. We haven't done number 1.
Oh, correct.
240.
So,
240.
since we know we're in the third octet,
256 minus a number.
256 minus what?
Minus whatever that number would be. It would equal the
1
amount of
plus
IPs
2
in each.
plus 4 plus.
So
8.
256 minus 240 would equal 16, and that's the amount of IPs that we have available in a subnet.
Does that work every time though?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's correct. So say you
Oh,
wanted
okay.
30 usable hosts or something, whatever like possible number.
So what I always do is which is why I haven't erased this,
Yeah.
because if you've borrowed 4 bits, this is 1 bit, 2 bit, 3 bit, 4 bit.
Yeah.
Because what this number is in binary is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we borrow 5 bits, then goes to 248. If we borrow 2 bits, 1, 2, answers 192. But Jared, that's actually I hadn't thought of it that way. So this number, the last subnet, is going to be 256 minus
However many hosts you want.
number IPs
Yeah.
in each subnet will equal the last octet, or whatever your subnet mask is. Does that make sense?
Wow.
So I'm going to add that up here.
Why?
256 minus number IP addresses in subnet.
Why does this work?
Because it's all based on binary.
It's probably just observation. There's no reason.
Well, no, they're all, because everything is based on binary and everything's a power of 2, you're going to have things that match.
Okay.
That's just,
All right.
that's how math works sometimes.
That's good.
So what I want you guys to do is take out a piece of paper or your Surface or whatever.
Here's another one.
This is a list of names that you had last time.
You can use it.
Got 73, let's do.
Sure. Hey, you know what?
Too much.
Nice.
Yes.
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 Guess who's getting his teeth soon? You guys are so funny.
What's going on?
What does be?
Network name
Network
and
name,
broadcast
broadcast
address.
address.
So I've given you
Never
4 and 5. So 4 is actually 220.16.16.0.
What did you just put on?
What?
What did you just put on?
I changed the IP address from .73 to .2. Not that I don't think that messes with anything. And then when you guys do this, when you're done, I want you to pass it to a partner, and your partner's going to check it.
And hence network.
Yeah. So I gave you 4 and 5 here. So Christoph switched with Sebastian, Edward switched with Jared,
No.
and Sam. Fine. Edward switched with Sam, Jared switched with Tommy.
Actually, you know.
And then when you're done, I want you guys to check it. Edward, I'm talking. I want you to check it, what you think is correct. And then we're going to go through it together. And then you give the paper back to the original person, and the checkee becomes the checker. Ooh, it's like the prey now becomes the hunt. The hunted becomes the hunter. I heard that sarcasm, Sebastian.
There is no sarcasm.
Only horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's not the saying. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Oh, and government work.
You think it's funny, huh?
Let's not talk about the construction on 59. I drove
Oh
by.
wow, Jared!
I
Now
drove
you
by
actually
one
started
day.
to realize what I have to go through.
Or the construction on Winfield.
I'm 59. I drove by one day and there's like 20 people staring down looking at a hole and there's one guy filling it in.
Union, man. And they're all getting paid the exact same. Including the person that just holds the sign that says slow. Or stop.
Well, that is wrong.
What is wrong?
Network name?
Well, you can't give you the other thing. Otherwise
I can't give you the other part.
Oh.
Oh, fine, I'll do this then.
Done. You know, Edward, take my answer, please.
Take it back now.
There you go, Edward, I fixed it. Oh wow, there's a lot of nothing on this video. I forgot to stop it.